Hey, it's your man StyleCon coming at you today with another video. And today we're going to be talking about watch designs and how they're starting to become stale. I don't know about you. I do check out a few YouTubers on wristwatches, things like that, magazines. Watches, they're starting to look alike. And that's very disappointing because I like things that are distinctive, and then you come up with these same designs. I'll use this as an example, like the Patek. You've got the Tissot PRX that it doesn't look exactly like it, but it resembles it. And then Citizen, they came out with a version that's not exactly the same, but it does resemble it. I mean, what happened to the individuality in wristwatches? I mean, I like something that has a distinctive design, and I think we need more watches like this. Okay, before I forget, just smoking on a little stogie here. Forget the name of the brand. It was something new that I picked up. No big deal. It's not that great. And then rocking the Grand Seiko today. Still loving this one. But even with the Grand Seiko, I mean, this design, which I do like, but it's a cookie cutter. I mean, there are so many other brands out there that make something similar to this. And to me, that makes the watches a little stale. It's like, it's nice when you have something fresh and looks different. I mean, you got the Pateks. I mean, you have Seiko and those modders that make them look like Rolexes and other watches, which is great. But then now you're not bringing anything to the game. All you're doing is just copying a design, putting your little twist on it. Instead of selling it for $50,000, now you're going to sell it for $700-800. Great. But what makes that any different? It's like some cars you see one, it's like, man, that looks like that one, that looks like that one, that looks like that one. I mean, I want something distinctive, something that, if from across the room, somebody may not know what it is, but guess what? They'll go, that's different from what everybody else has. And with these cookie cutters, it's starting to be, I hate to say it, but it's starting to become stale to me. Sorry, I hate to be redundant with the word, but it's just like, I want something different. Now, we like Jacob & Co. Their watches are different. Now, obviously, you got to have a lot of money to get in that game, but they're at least bringing something different, something distinctive. And there's not too many people out there that are sort of copying their designs because obviously they are elaborate, they are expensive, and they're going to be hard to replicate. But then, like Seven Fridays, I used to own one of their watches. I used to get a lot of compliments on that particular watch when I owned it. I mean, because it has that distinctive look. It's different. It's bringing something to the table. And me personally, a new Christopher Ward. You can't see this, but I got notes. The new Christopher Ward, the Bel Canto, if I'm pronouncing that right, for a $3,000 watch. That's very distinctive. I mean, put this against the Grand Seiko. Good Lord, they're not even in the same category. Now, quality-wise, I think the Grand Seiko is a better watch because I know the process and how they make these things. But with that particular watch, it's like, whoa, this is definitely different. It's distinctive. There's no cookie cutter. I haven't seen one watch that looks like that. And I know some of you might shit on me for this one, but hey, it is what it is. I'm even going to give Invicta some credit in this video. At least, I'm not a big fan. Somebody left a comment in one of my last videos or two about, if they should buy Invicta. It's like, hey, that's up to you. That's your money. I don't tell you what to do. But the thing is, at least Invicta's designs are distinctive. You can see an Invicta from across the room, and guess what? You'll know, hey, that's an Invicta. But some of these other brands, people got to get close. Is that a PRX? Is that a Patek? Oh, is that a Rolex or is that a Folex? Because there's nothing distinctive about it. Nothing that gives you like that oomph. Like, I like cars. I used to be a big car guy, but got out of that. I could care less anymore about cars. But I always wanted things that are distinctive. And if you're into cars, or if you just like casually like them, like the new G-Wagon. It's not new, but from Mercedes. That has a distinctive look. I remember when Hummers first came out, I wanted to get one. I mean, it's a big, giant box that gets 8 miles to the gallon, but I wanted one because every other car is rounded off, no squares, no angles. It's like, it's a cookie cutter. I want something distinctive. And anybody in the watch world, if you're watching any of my videos, which I doubt you are, but hey, if you are, just come out with something distinctive. I mean, it doesn't have to be outrageous, say like an Invicta, because their designs are over the top. I mean, me personally, I'd never wear one, and nor would I ever buy one. I mean, they make some subdued designs, but then they look like other watches, you know. But then when they make their other watches, it's like it's crazy design. But I can live with that Christopher Ward that's crazy but classy at the same time. And those of you, you know, that are trying to rip off certain designs, I get it. It's what's popular. It's like fast fashion, as they call it. Gucci comes out with a shirt, and then H&M, they make one exactly like it, obviously lesser quality and things like that. But then that way you're just ripping off that particular brand. Now, my thing is, let's get back to something a little more distinctive. It doesn't have to be as far as Invicta or Seven Friday, but it can be that Christopher Ward. It can be that Jacob and Co. Just something a little bit different that's more distinctive, that sets you out to be different than someone else, you know? Where I live at is a small town, you know, but I usually go to Philly, Baltimore to buy my things. And I go there because when I come back, nobody has what I have. It's like, oh, where'd you get those pants? Where'd you get that shirt? I ain't buy it here because you can't get it here. And watch World. Do more things like this. Be more creative. Instead of stealing ideas, just come up with your own idea. Put your stamp of approval. And guess what? Maybe you can grow your brand. Instead of looking like a copy brand, you're a more distinctive brand. And on that note, it's your man StyleCon. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. If you have any questions or comments, as usual, leave them down below, and I will check you out in the next video.